Allahim la, Alhainawi Howard by Hashem Yahawashai, Hamashiach, Wamalakia by Hashem Harawat, Kakorash, Barakatham, the water by Babal, Wakwam Yasharala. Double honor to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who teach us daily. And to the men out there teaching a likewise doctrine, I say Shalom. Today we're going to get into a video where Trump is talking very proudly about taking Cuba. Now, for all y'all who don't know Cuba, well, Cubans, rather, they represent the tribe of Manasseh from the 12 lost tribes of Israel. So, as you can see, their Jacob's trouble is already here. And it's just a matter of time before what they're enduring in Cuba right now is going to come to the U.S. Right now, I think they've been a month going on now with no power. So, basically what they're doing in Cuba, and this is all the United States bidding. I mean, everybody tired of the United States, put it like that. But the United States is what they're doing in Cuba, they're gonna do it here. They already been talking about rolling blackouts. They're gonna do that on purpose to starve you out. They're gonna leave the lights off long enough for your food that you done stocked up. They're going to leave them lights off long enough for that to spoil. You got to remember who we talking about. This is the devil. The devil means deceiver. So he got all this stuff cooking in the background on how he going to just thrust all these other countries and nations into ruin, then come with the solution. Everybody tired of it. So let's go ahead and grab this video. But before we do, I got to read this copyright disclaimer. The copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips are balanced in favor of fair use. Now, listen to how he talks in this video. Name this video is Trump on Cuba. I could do anything I want with it. See?
Another significant story we're following, an island-wide blackout hit Cuba yesterday amid that country's deepening energy and economic crisis. All 11 million residents of the island were without power after energy officials reported complete disconnection of the national electrical grid. Only about 5% of the island's power was restored by late last night, with officials warning the fragile grid could fail again. The blackout is Cuba's third major outage in just 4 months, as the government lacks proper funding for repairs as well as the needed spare parts. Cuba's president recently acknowledged the island has not received oil in 3 months and blamed the outages on the Trump administration's halting of Venezuelan oil shipments after the capture of Nicolas Maduro.
See, I told you the United States was behind it. And that wasn't a capture, that was an illegal kidnapping. Let's keep it real.
President Trump was asked about Cuba yesterday in the White House.
But I think Cuba's the end. You know, all my life I've been hearing about the United States and Cuba. When will the United States do it? I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation right now.
Soon after those remarks, the New York Times reported the Trump administration is seeking to push Cuba's current president from power. That's according to 4 people familiar with the talks. As the Times notes, the removal would be largely seen as a symbolic move, since Cuba's president is widely considered a figurehead who lacks true political or economic control. The Cuban government declined to comment on the reporting. So, Caddy, a couple things here. First of all, I reported a month or so back that Trump was really looking at his foreign policy legacy as toppling three regimes: Venezuela, Iran, and then Cuba. And then we have President Trump's remarks yesterday. I mean, they're worth repeating.
He didn't topple Iran. See how these people lie? He's running from Iran. He's scared of Iran. Iran has a bounty on his head. How did he topple them? All he managed to do is piss them off.
He says, quote, "I'd have the honor of taking Cuba." And then when pressed, he said, well, free it, take it, doesn't really matter. That's an extraordinary sentiment from a president of the United States about a sovereign nation.
Now imagine a leader from another country saying that about the United States. See? Imagine if Putin said that we could do whatever we want to with the United States. That would be outrage. But see, you Americans, you so one-sided. As long as it's not happening to you and everybody else, and it's happening to everybody else, you good with it. So y'all finna get it too.
Well, particularly when that president of the United States is embroiled in a war that he's finding it difficult to go out of, and that seems to be causing him several headaches. I mean, to still have his eye on Cuba and what he might do in Cuba, and this reporting that what he's thinking of doing is getting rid of the current president, Diaz-Canel, but not...
He can't do that. But see, he don't care about breaking laws. See what I'm saying? And he does have pig eyes. I just noticed, if you look at the eyes of a pig up close, they look just like that. Let's roll.
Necessarily indicting any of the Castros. It sounds like it would just be a sort of figurehead move. And I know that he has said to allies that what he would like to do before he leaves office is not just get rid of those leaders, but actually visit Iran, Cuba, and Venezuela as kind of...
He visit Iran, he ain't coming back. Just saying. Now, as far as they have the honor of taking Cuba, none of this is legal. Now, I'm going to tell you how they're going to set this play up, just like they set up the other plays. They use the same playbook. They're going to start lying on Cuba. They're going to start lying on his leader. And then next thing you know, the military going to be down there making shit worse under this clown's rulership, so-called.
Putting his metaphysical, if you like, stamp of approval on those countries. But what I find startling is that he is still saying that whilst we are still focused on Iran. I don't know if that is a distraction. I don't know if he still thinks he's going to do that, if he thinks that the cut off of the energy just makes it easy for him to do that. And anyway, if this...
Exactly. That was a chess move. Trying to starve them out to make them yield to him. This is what these people do. That's why we say these are not humans, because they don't have any empathy. And then they lie about everything. So you Americans still believe in Trump? You Americans still out there who's taking Trump seriously? I can't take you seriously.
This is just a ceremonial move. You move one president and you keep the regime in place. How much does actually change? And how does that go down with his Cuban supporters in Florida, who actually want something much more substantial than just taking out one person and putting another person in their place?
So, in other words, they about to run another coup, basically. Put a puppet down there to do the United States will. Just like Israel put Trump in place to do Israel's will. See, Trump ain't did. Israel got a coup in the United States. Trump is not your president. The Israelis are. But speaking of him, let's go back to Trump though. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10. This is talking about how he was just talking all that prideful speech. I could do whatever I want to do. Yeah. Book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 2. The wicked in his pride does persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices they have imagined. For the wicked boasts of his heart's desire and bless the covetous whom the Lord abhors. That's what they think. They think because they ain't got punished yet, the Lord is blessing the wicked. Bless the covetous. What is a covetous man? Somebody who wants something just so you can't have it. Greedy. The wicked, verse 4, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. His ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for his enemies, he puffed at them. We could take that. They ain't gonna do nothing. Yeah, that's Esau. Verse 6, he hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. That's that pride talking. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. Verse 8. And this time about the police and ICE and Esau, KKK. He sitteth in the lurking village. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places does he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draw them into his net. Verse 11, he has said in his heart, Yahweh hath forgotten. He hideth his face. He will never see it. See, he think he's slick. The Lord see everything. He set you up to do this shit, fool. But Esau got to learn the hard way. You know, he hard. He's a base man. Job chapter 9, verse 24. The earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Cover the faces of the judges thereof, not where and who is he? The earth was literally given to the wicked. That's why all this wickedness is going on. Isaiah chapter 26, verse 10. That favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. It's not in him. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly and will not behold the majesty of the Lord. It's not in him. He wasn't created to follow the Lord. He was created to be the wicked. Now let's go to Proverbs chapter 29. Verse 2, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Verse 11, a fool uttereth all his mind. That's Trump right there. But a wise man keepeth it into afterwards. If a ruler hearkens to lies, all his servants are wicked. Yeah, he got a bunch of yes men around him. Unqualified, dumbass, no nuts, yes men. The book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. This matters by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Listen to this. And give it to whomsoever he will, and set up over it the basis of man. The base man. I want it all. Y'all can't have nothing. That's a greedy child. Okay, once you get it all, what you gonna do with it? I'm gonna destroy it like I destroy everything else. Oh, we know. That's your nature, man. You notice everything Trump touches turn to shit. Everything he put his name on, go out of business, lose money, becomes hated. Book of Job, chapter 15, verse 34. For the congregation of hypocrites shall be desolate, and fire shall consume the tabernacles of bribery. The biggest tabernacle of bribery on the planet is the White House. That's why all crime is legal. Verse 35, they conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepare deceit. They always thinking about how to fuck somebody over and get away with it. That's all they dwell on. Go to the book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man of his heritage. They're at home. The Cubans, well, the Manassites are at home in Cuba. He finna go take that. So yeah, they oppress a man and his house, even a man of his heritage. He is in his land, Manasseh. The Manassites are in their land. That land is part of their heritage. You see how Esau oppresses a man in his house, even a man in his heritage? But the Lord throwing monkey wrenches everywhere in Esau's plan, and he don't know what to do. He don't know which lie to run to. Verse 3, therefore saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for the time is evil. And the Lord is bringing that evil. I just came I rode by the gas station on the way here. Gas jumped up from $3.19, now it's $3.69 a gallon. So it's gonna hit $4 by next week. Habakkuk chapter 2. Verse 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Verse 5, yeah, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire is hell, and is deaf and cannot be satisfied. But gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, spoil mean to rob, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood and for the violence of the land of the city and all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Woe means destruction. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house. He stole his land, now he's trying to steal other people's land. That's covetous. That cannot be satisfied. So this rogue dog called the United States has to be put down. Verse 12, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and establish a city by iniquity. The United States was established by much iniquity, rape, rob, murder, and lying about it all, whitewashing it all, calling it critical race theory, downplaying it like it's no big thing. Okay, if it ain't no big thing, then the Lord ain't finna put you Edomites into captivity then. So obviously it is a big thing. Let's go to Psalms chapter 94. And the White House ain't nothing but a bunch of, they full of cutthroats. Ain't nobody got no loyalty to nobody up in there. Look how at first Christian Nome was Trump's bottom bitch. And then he threw her under the bus and fired her. Now he telling on her. See what I'm saying? Talking about all those illegal things that she carried out, but he left out under his orders. See what I'm saying? Now it's funny to me how Christian Nome, when she was being questioned, she couldn't remember shit. Now she got fired by Trump. Oh, she remember everything. Now she bringing up shit that nobody knew took place. And that's a prime example of the lack of community within the Edomite nation. Y'all a bunch of cutthroats and backstabbers, man. Just like in the Apocrypha, roughly paraphrasing, he that is evil to himself, to whom shall he be good? Esau dog got his own people. So I don't understand how you black maggots think he loves you. Psalms chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? We told y'all this man to pull out a pen an ink pen, and a piece of paper, and give himself permission to take your shit. Yep. Verse 21, they gathered themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemned the innocent blood. They've been doing that for thousands of years, the true genocidal maniacs. So the Lord said, hey, let's get it in Galatians. Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. So guess what? Since you love genocide so much, at the end of your captivity, the Lord's going to genocide the whole nation of Esau. Since you so crazy about deportation, the Lord's about to deport the whole nation of Edom, including Amalek, from the planet. This is after your 1,000 years captivity. Ain't no sugarcoating it. I wouldn't even if I could. Let that harsh truth sink in. Since y'all don't deal with truth, you're going to deal with this. Them curses already creeping up on y'all. And y'all can't take it. Wait till the Lord turn it all the way up. Ezekiel chapter 22, verse 29. The people of the land have used oppression and exercised robbery and have vexed the poor and needy, yet they have oppressed the stranger wrongfully. Yeah, intentionally cutting off these people oil so they can't produce electricity. Yeah, that's vexing the poor and the needy. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, spoil meaning rob, and was not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And the other nations, they already own it. They got workarounds in the works as far as trade, to not trade with the United States. Because the United States has proven over and over again, the only way to deal with the United States is to not deal with the United States, not to deal with this child that can't stop shitting on itself and lying about every goddamn thing. Psalms chapter 55, verse 20. He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with them. He had broken his covenant. Yeah, he just broke 3 covenants with the Iranians alone. Every time they sat down at that negotiation table, somebody from the United States was under the table with their phone texting the military, get them. This their 3rd time. That's why Iran ain't trying to hear it. And they ain't trying to hear nothing. Who can blame them? It's like the script says, who shall pity a charmer bitten by a serpent? Or such come nigh, such as nigh wild beasts, roughly paraphrasing. You trust this devil and he F you over, it's your own fault for trusting him. Sirach chapter 12, verse 10, never trust thine enemy, for like his iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And as you can see, the whole entity called the divided, embarrassing states of America can't be trusted. They're waxing worse and worse with the wickedness. Now this man talking about taking Cuba. Iran ain't through with your ass yet. Verse 21, his mouth, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. Yeah, whenever this man, let's go to 23, hold up, 22. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. And he shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. But thou, O Yahweh, shall bring them down to the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. Because right now the Lord is reserving these bloody and deceitful men for captivity. I hope Benjamin Netanyahu's still alive so he can go into captivity. Death was too easy. You only feel that pain for a matter of minutes, if seconds, whatever. No, he needs to feel this pain for 70, 80 years at a time and keep coming back, just like the Lord did us. That's exactly what you other nations finna get, especially you Edomites, especially you small hats, especially you Pedomites. Ooh, y'all finna get it. Psalm 73, verse 5, they're not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men, because the earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Let me see what I got. What else I got? Psalms chapter 137, verse 8. O daughter of Babylon, who ought to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us. Happy shall he be that taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. That's what the Iranians want. They want to dash your little ones against the stones. And that's what you did when you shot that tomahawk up in that school, killing those girls. And they hit another school with boys. And then got on TV and lied, saying that Iran stole a tomahawk and shot their own school. Mm-hmm. I believe that just as much as Russia blew up their own pipeline. We'll get a couple more. We can close. Because Esau, you're done, man. Everybody see through your shit. Because the world sees Esau now. They don't see the white man. They don't see the Caucasian no more. See what I'm saying? They don't see the Caucasian no more. They don't see the white man. They don't see the European. They see Esau at one of his finest hours of wickedness. Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and the time of their iniquity had an end. Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate and cut off from it him that passeth out and him that returneth. Yeah, Edom, it's your turn now to get you. And don't start crying when it happens. I guess we can close in let's go to Obadiah. Chapter 1. Verse 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. They kicking the tiny tops out of other countries. I wonder why. Could it be because don't nobody want y'all around their kids? Mm-hmm. So the Lord knocking y'all down in two ways, popularity-wise and population-wise. Because the Edomite population in this country has always been minority. Verse 3, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, and saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? That's that pride talking. I can do whatever I want. Okay. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh. Verse 8. Shall I not in that day, said the Lord Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom and understanding out of the mount of Esau? That's why they're standing out for doing dumb shit and getting caught in lies left and right. There's no more wisdom and teaming. The Lord has deprived them of that left-handed knowledge. And thy might, verse 9, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Verse 15, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. Y'all finna get it. Verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them. There shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Verse 21, and Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's. So it's over, E. I only have one request. Hurry up, finish fucking up, because you in the way of the real kings coming through. Call halayim la lahai now Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai Hamashiach wa Malaki Yabba Hashem Harwap Kagorash Brakatham the water Bible Baba Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.